Hello and welcome to another episode of Tribunal of the Agreement. We talk about all things Power Rangers, including the actors that play them. My name is Brandon.
My name is Lena.
And my name is Will.
And today we will be talking about some little news that dropped this week. We got some sides. And I'm not talking about macaroni and cheese and mashed potatoes. We're talking about sides for the upcoming newest season of Power Rangers airing in 2023. And we also are going to be talking about a little piece of Dawn Brothers, because you know they just had their little piece of promo for the first episode. So we're going to be talking about that just came out. And whether or not we should probably watch it, because maybe we might not. We'll find out when we talk about this. And also, we're going to be talking about issues 12 of Mighty Morphin and Power Rangers, the comics. But first, before we do any of that, I just want to go ahead and remind everybody, we are on Apple Podcasts, we are on Google Podcasts, we are on SoundCloud, and we are on YouTube. We are on every freaking platform you can think of. So, except for, Spotify, because fuck them. But we are everywhere. We are everywhere else. So yes, please like, subscribe, do all the things. We cannot wait to have you guys comment and leave us, cool little comments and things like that, because we enjoy talking to y'all, because it's fun. Thank you for everybody also who actually listens to the show live on YouTube. I know, Lena, I saw that last time you jumped in the chat.
Yeah.
And was chatting with the people. So
yeah, it was a lot of fun. I was like, oh, I didn't know that's a thing. So I actually jumped in. I was like, hey, what's up? So I'm gonna try to make it more of a regular thing, but we'll see. I am in the process of moving, so hopefully we'll be able to jump on more often with you guys. It was fun. I loved it.
It is. It really is fun. I was at work, so I couldn't really say nothing.
Oh, honestly, I didn't even know how to do it on my phone. That's why when you told me, I was like, that's a thing. I was like, all right, I'll pull up my laptop.
It pops up. It pops up literally right during when the episode is premiering. So I was like, oh, that's so freaking cool.
Yeah.
And so I didn't know. Yeah.
It was fun.
It's a lot of fun. So I'm like, yes, let's do this.
Right.
So
and I think sorry to cut you off real quick. Also, wow, what I really liked about it too is it's kind of cool to see that we actually have, I guess, enough of a support that you all would literally jump on right when it airs. And it's amazing because I think at one point we got up to 8 people and I'm like, yo, there's 8 people listening to this live? Holy moly.
Yeah. I think that was probably the most that we've had listened to it live as of late. So I'm like, look at us.
Right? I know. Honestly, guys, I know it's only 8, but that's amazing 8 supporters that was
yeah, the fact that there's anybody even in there is
right.
Wow. No, seriously, because even our subscriber numbers went up. So I'm like, it's exciting. It really is.
No, it really honestly is. I've been mentioning, right? I really been loving our new episodes, and I feel like they're more us than any of the other seasons have actually been.
Yeah, it's growth. It is really what it is. It's growth. Honestly, we're a lot more comfortable. We've been doing it for a while now, so it's we got the groove of it. We're comfortable. I think that's really what it is, and now it's time for us to just really just let the people know exactly who we are, and
absolutely.
And serve it to them.
Absolutely. Real quick though too, I think another thing I've noticed with us, and someone actually made a comment on it, is that we have been implementing a bit of our personal life. I think for our dating one, they're I really like the fact that y'all went through the different tropes of the dating apps. I'm like, yeah, it was so random too that we started talking about it.
Getting a lot more comfortable. And, now that we're so comfortable with, conversing and talking about things, we could actually I find that it's a lot easier to, I know for me personally, it's a lot easier to incorporate other things and then still find a way to tie it back into the whole purpose of our podcast.
Yes.
You know, so it's not exactly, it's not exactly random. Like, we're not just talking about just like, hey, what did you have for dinner today? Like, it's not that random.
No, for sure. No,
but it is random enough to,
Yeah, you took the words out of my mouth. That's exactly what I was trying to convey. I just didn't know how to get there.
No, you're fine. Yeah, I mean, I understand and I get it too. Like, I feel the exact same way. And it's one of those things that's just about this podcast that I personally love about it is just that, you know, it's one of those things, it's one of those places where we could literally get together, have conversations, and still find a way to bring it back full circle and still be on topic, but still have something that everybody can enjoy. Because I mean, let's just be honest, like, everybody, you know, has relationships, like, you know, like, everybody dates, you know, it's just one of those things that everybody can, you know, that everybody relates to. Exactly. Like, everybody can relate to and even learn something. Because I mean, I know for a fact, like, there are a couple of people who are just like, they love the dating one, and they love the stuff that we had to say about it. You know, so it was just like, everybody learned something too. You know, that's like, you know, that's the A+ right there. So, you know, that's the kind of stuff that I really do enjoy for sure.
Yes, I agree with that.
Yeah, it seems like it's more of a, gosh, now words are escaping me. I guess it's more intimate, I guess, in a sense.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
It's more of a like you said before, it's just like a place where we can kind of be ourselves and just hang out, as well as just talk about stuff that our listeners can relate to, and then of course Power Rangers as well. So it's just like a nice, well-rounded, like I guess safe space in a sense.
Yes. And that's one thing. And I'm glad you said that, honestly, about the whole safe space thing, because that's one thing that I saw. Oh gosh. What's the account? Was it Tweez Girl? She they commented saying that they loved the debate that we had last episode. If you guys missed that, please go check it out. It is episode 105. You know, we talked about the whole Amy Jo Johnson thing. And we had a little debate going. And I mean, I'm not gonna hold you. Like, everybody had their own opinions. Will was holding it down over here for the Power Rangers, for the OGs. Like, he's holding it down. Like, I'm not letting my foot off your neck on this one. Like, I'm not letting it go. And I'm like, nah, let this shit go. Let it go. Right? Like, no.
Let it go.
Will was not having it. So, I mean, if y'all want to go back and listen to it, y'all are most certainly able to. It's everywhere. Please go check it out.
Right.
You know.
Real quick. So, speaking of the Amy Jo, right? And it's funny because oh my God, Marcus, what's his channel's name?
Marcus Digital.
Marcus Digital?
Yes, him. He released a video, an emergency video. I'm doing air quotes because I'm laughing at the fact that he calls it an emergency video. But anyways, he released like a 12-minute video on basically the same thing, on the whole Amy Jo tweet. And I am with him. That's exactly how I feel. She's here to collect her coins, okay?
Listen, I don't have a problem with that. But as I said on the previous episode, I don't have a problem with it. I just wish she just said that.
Right.
That's all. Just saying.
I'm with you. Like, I don't have a problem with her collecting her coins. Like, girl, times are getting hard, you know? Like, I understand that. But just admit that and stop trying to, like, manipulate the fandom to think that, like, you were with us from the jump. I'm like, no, girl, you're scared. You know, just.
Oh God, that's like, I think that's a bit harsh to say that that's what she's trying to do.
I'm not gonna say I feel like she's manipulating, but I do think that manipulating the fandom. I'm not gonna say she's manipulating the fandom. I personally don't think that.
Okay.
But I will say that she definitely, now I don't know whether she's saying the OGs in particular, everybody, or whether she just means her, because,
well, obviously,
because this might be like, listen, the world needs more pink. Too much pink power is dangerous. So, I mean, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is,
Whoa, when is she trying to claim her throne away from, what's his face?
From JDF?
I want to call Lord Draken for some strange reason. I know that's not his name.
Listen, okay,
yes,
listen.
I just read the comics. How did you know?
Listen, she said, Ranger Slayer needs a little piece of the pie too. She needs more. She did. It is what it is. So, I mean, listen, whatever her reasons are, like, I'm pretty sure it has something to do with things that we probably won't be knowing for a very long time.
Yeah.
However, comma, still, it's like, girl, you be spilling tea on it. So don't sit here and be coy now all of a sudden, because the way you be sitting here dropping bombs all over the place, all over Al Gore's Twitter and Jeff Bezos's Instagram, like, don't play. Like, you be dropping bombs all over the place. And then let's also go with the fact that, like, let's be for real. You tweeted that for a reason. And I'm still saying that I need to know the answer. I want to know the answer as to why you tweeted it. That's all. That's it for me.
What I want to know is, why was it on one random Thursday night?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. She could have just got it, but also at the same time, I'm like, come on. You couldn't have waited till Friday morning. You couldn't have sat there and thought about it and was like, you know what, I'm gonna wait till the weekend while everybody is chilling. You know what I'm saying? Because I released this. It could be later for some people. It could be mad early because I might be on a different time standard than everybody else is. Like, there was so many factors, and she turned around and was like, you know what? Probably just twirling her wine in her glass and was like, you know what? I'm gonna tweet this. I was just like, what was that? So whatever. Like, it is what it is. Y'all can go back and go listen to the episode. We had a lot to say there. But we also have a lot to say with the stuff that we have going on today as well, because there is some news, there's some things that is definitely happening.
I mean, aside from us having a lot to say, we always have a lot to say. That's not new.
Well, I mean, of course. Of course, like, that most certainly is not new. Nope. But so we do have a couple comments, because of course, like, we always got to read our comments because we love our people, right? So let's see here. So, of course, we have our buddy Byron Weaver went ahead and left us some comments here. So first of all, thank you to anybody who actually does leave us comments. We really do appreciate it. We try our best to read them on the air as much as possible, just to show our appreciation. So once again, thank you. He wrote, another great episode, Tribunal Crew, keep up the great work. Also, he wrote, do you think we can get future Power Rangers movies or seasons be similar to these films? Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice, and Eternals, plot-wise like Power Rangers movie, or future seasons, but with a dark tone? Honestly, well, I have my opinion, but who wants to answer this? Because I have my opinion, but who wants to go first if they want?
I think that anything's possible.
Yes.
Whoever takes in the series next, if that is the way that they want to go and they get the red light from Hasbro or whoever else, yeah, they could do that.
I feel the same way. It just depends on who takes it. I mean, honestly, the franchise itself, and here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. I notice I say here's the thing a lot. But anyway, when it comes down to the Power Rangers franchise itself, I do think that a lot of people only see Power Rangers as the show for 3-year-olds and lower. They only see it as that because that's how the show has been rebranded as of about 10 years ago, and we never really left that rebrand. Now, honestly, to be truthfully honest, I have different thoughts, because if you would have asked me that 10 years ago, I probably would have, or a little over 10 years ago, I probably would say absolutely. But speaking, because we just got out of RPM, so we were at a different place where the show was at a more mature level, where, if somebody was to turn on the TV and say, oh, this is the new thing that's airing. Oh, this is actually pretty good. Because I'm not going to hold you, like, I was trying to get everybody on the RPM. Like, it was just like, RPM is everything, honey. So, if you were to ask me that around that time, my answer would be absolutely, for sure. But because of how things are now, especially after the rebrand, I feel that it could happen, but it would be a lot more difficult, because when people turn on their TV, what do they see? When people go on to Netflix, what is the first thing that pops up? Because they already took off the first half, where they're going to take off the first half of the more better season. So when you cut on your Netflix, which one do you see? You see Ninja Steel, which is one of the most childish, most ridiculous Power Ranger seasons we've had. So, to ask that question, like, okay, could it be that way? If someone randomly was to go on Netflix and see that, they would probably be absolutely like, no, absolutely not. So it just all depends on optics, to be honest with you. It depends on, whether we're talking about the average fan, or we're talking about someone who only remembers Power Rangers from, yesteryear, or, so there's a lot that would really need to go into trying to make Power Rangers appeal to the average person, so that they could actually believe that Power Rangers deserve to be in a different tone. Because I feel like just setting it, just randomly, just making something that's dark, or making something with a darker tone, like immediately, I don't feel like that's going to go well, especially when you're trying to appeal to a more broader audience instead of just the regular Power Rangers audience, if that makes any sense. I just feel like there would have to be a lot more that would go into it, rather than just, oh yeah, we're just going to do this kind of a situation. But I could be wrong. I may not be giving the people, the random people of the world a chance to be like, hey, we might like this. I mean, I don't know. But just in general, from what I've noticed, especially with the Power Rangers movie in 2017, people just weren't having it, but obviously for reasons of it just didn't look like Power Rangers, honestly.
I'm with you guys in terms of like anything is possible, whether or not, obviously it would ever get dark again. It's entirely up to the new people, exactly like what you said, I really hope so, though. I think it would be cool to be able to brand them the way they brand Marvel's and DC heroes. That would be great, We hope for it. We want it, but we don't know if they will or not. But anything's possible.
Absolutely. I mean, I still say I want my Buffy the Vampire Slayer esque Power Rangers Power Ranger series. I want it. I want it. Period. Like, just full stop, point blank. I want it. Because I will always say the original Mighty Morphin characters, including the villains, they have the makings for a action horror show. Like, they just do. Because literally, Rita is a witch. Literally. She is a witch.
And her vampire actually quite creepy when you really look at it.
literally her minions are creepy as shit. Like they're super creepy. If you were to actually lean into like the horror aspect of them, they could be scary. They could be very scary. Like Goldar could be running through people's houses like a Tomb Raider. You know what I'm saying? Just like
scared the hell out of me when I was 3.
Okay. I'm telling you that movable animal face he got, like that crap was weird. Like, let's be for real. Like, it can really be scary. You know, and they could even make Scorpina turn into a grotesque looking monster, some beautiful woman turning into like some deathly eating scorpion monster. Like, I mean, I'm telling you, it has the makings of it. And then, don't even get me started. If they turn the putties into like some shape-shifting human beings and have them like going around just murking people, come on. I'm telling you, it could work. It could work. So just saying, just throwing that out there. But you know, who am I, right? Who am I?
A consumer that wants something fun.
Right. I'm just saying, like, you know, listen, I see it. I most certainly see it. Like, it could definitely be an action horror for sure. But, you know, it's also like, could anyone else see it? Is the question, you know? It's like, could anybody else buy that? You know? Because when people think about it, the first thing they think about is like, oh, it's the kiddie show, you know? It's like, but it does have a horror aspect to it. It really does. So, you know, who knows? Who knows what could happen, right? So yeah, that's my take on it. But yes, to go back full circle, yes, you know, it just depends, honestly. Like, it really does. Then he goes on to talk about, he also posted another comment that says, my top to bottom Power Ranger seasons of all time. And he lists all of his seasons, all of his favorites. I absolutely, I agree with this list. This is a fantastic list. But in his top 5, he has RPM, In Space, SPD, Dino Thunder, and Time Force. I probably wouldn't put Time Force up there, but I mean, the rest of them are great.
She's so shady. Oh, it's a great list. It's a great list. But
it is. It's a fantastic list. Like, I think it's wonderful. But like, I wouldn't put Time Force at number 5. Like, I'm just like, not when you got Ninja Storm at number 6. Like, Ninja Storm deserves to be in the top 5. Like, that's just my opinion. It's always has been. Ninja Storm is probably one of the best seasons of all time to me. It just is. Like, they nailed the comedy down in that season. Like, they nailed it. Like, I know some people hate it. I know some people do. I'm looking at you, NPS. Like, like, there are some people that really do hate it. But I think that Ninja Storm was probably one of the most funniest seasons of all time. Like, it was just, the comedy was just so perfect. The jokes were great. Like, it's just, I can still watch it now. Right along, we are going to go ahead and segue into some other news. So listen here. We still don't know what season coming up. We don't know what season is coming down the pipeline. You know, it could be any season, honestly, at this point. It could be anything. What we do know more than likely is not ToQger, but it could be anything that could be popping up soon. You know, because this is right around the time that we would find out what season is going to be our newest season for Power Rangers in, you know, the upcoming year. Also, for those of you who do not know, 2023 is going to be 30 years of Power Rangers. So this is a very monumental, important season, whatever happens, is going to be very important.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I'm just throwing that out there. Now, whatever season that does come up, I'm pretty sure they're going to tie some 30th anniversary, whatever, hoopla to it. We already know. So keep in mind that that's probably what's going to end up being the thing. Also, something to keep in mind with. So Mega Power Brazil went ahead and they did the Lord's work, and they were able to find, a little piece of sides from Actors Access, because that's what they do. Iris Hampton is conducting the newest auditions, which she has been doing for the whole time, pretty much. So she's going to be basically casting for the newest season coming up. Now, there is something very special about this season. I know you're probably asking, well, Brendan, what are you talking about? What's special, right? Yeah, so this time, normally filming is about, 8 to 9 months? Yeah, this time it's 5 to 6 weeks. So this thing is short. That is basically what it's going to be. This season is going to be short. We don't know what it's going to be. It could be a little piece of 8-episode situation, 8 to 12. Because normally a standard Power Ranger season is more so about 22 per season. So about 44 a year. But yeah, this time it is definitely going to be a very short season, apparently, because they're going to be filming for 5 to 6 weeks. So roughly that's about a month, a little over a month and some change. So yeah, that is going to be very interesting. So Iris Hampton is casting in New Zealand, filming for 5 to 6 weeks, and ADR in January of 2023. Now, the character in the actual side's name is Yen. Of course, they have the self-taping instructions. Everything is pretty much the same. All talent must be willing to work in Auckland, New Zealand for approximately 6 weeks. Lodging will be provided. You will need to have a valid passport or able to obtain one. Anyone traveling to New Zealand must be fully vaccinated. If you are from New Zealand or Australia, please let me know. Current schedule: depart from US August 20th or thereabouts. Depart NZ September 24th, pending any unforeseen delays. Approximately 5 weeks duration plus ADR requirements up until the end of January 2023. Of course, typical audition stuff, slate your name, body weight, height, all that good stuff. And then, they're reading for the role of Yen. So, all that good stuff. Also, now this is something very interesting. Immediately, they are asking for a physical demonstration. So something tells me whatever this audition is they're trying to make this mess quick. They're trying to make it quick. I don't know, I don't know what it's giving, y'all. I don't know, but it's giving in and out, because they're trying to figure out if you're what your physical stuff is right away, because normally that wouldn't come up until later. Go ahead.
In and out is not a good reference to, since in and out takes forever to get in and out of. Like the fast food place.
Oh, that's exactly
wow. I was like, wait, what? The way I was in here, what? Wow, Lena. But
can you tell I miss in and out?
Girl, because I'm sitting here what?
Oh my God.
But yes, so and then they, of course, they're like how to submit. If submitted through an agency, please submit through EcoCast. If self-submitted, submit through Vimeo or YouTube, password protected, and put it in an email. And then please submit self-tapes no later than Wednesday, March 9th. Now, thoughts, because I got plenty.
When I saw it initially, reading that it looks like it's it maybe set in high school. I just kind of like, well, you saw in the chat, I didn't like expand upon it, but I rolled my eyes because it just seemed like it's like same old. But listening to you go over the fact that it'll be shorter, and that's interesting. Like I saw the 6 weeks, and I know that 6 weeks isn't long, but I didn't kind of gather that it would, I guess, really be maybe like an 8-episode situation. So I don't know. Honestly. The other thing that got me is the fact that they're in New Zealand again. Mm-hmm. Not that something good can't come out of a New Zealand-based show, but it's just like, it's just giving me the last 20 years, in particular the last decade. Mm-hmm. So I just want something different. So, I don't know. It's not fair for me to, cast it off just yet because we don't know anything. But
this is true. I mean, but I feel like it's valid. I feel like your point is valid in terms of just in general how we've been getting certain things as of the past couple of years. Like granted, don't get me wrong, not all of that was bad. Not all that came from New Zealand has been bad. Mm-hmm. It's just that we've gotten to this place. It's just that the past, last 10, 12 years has just been, crappy. So, it kind of puts a sting on the things that has been good, So I get it. I get the apprehension. I get the frustration. I get all of that. So yeah, I'm with you. I agree 100%. What do you think, Lena?
First off, I'm really surprised that they are making this so short, like literally so short. I've never heard, I mean, I could be wrong. Obviously, I'm not in the industry to say I never. So, Lena, don't stretch yourself. But I am very curious to see what kind of, what show will come out of a 6-week filming rate. Because like that's 8 episodes, which is still like a lot of episodes, Mm-hmm. And considering the fact that they're cramming 9 months into 6 weeks, that's a lot of filming, a lot of work, and just like just a lot. So I'm really curious as to how they're going to do this and if it will be any good. And it sounds like to me they're really trying to save money too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, that's always the case.
Sure. Right. But like that's a big stretch from like 9 months till, for 6 weeks, which I'm shooken because that's still a big, I'm sorry, I'm still trying to wrap my head around the fact that I went from 9 months till 6 weeks.
Yeah.
6 weeks. That's interesting. I wonder if they're going to be paying overtime or the contract's going to be a lot bigger or how this is going to work, because that sounds like to me they're filming around the clock.
Yeah. Yeah.
And are they going to have boot camp still, or are they not? Or are they going to actually hire somebody with like actual background like they did before? Like I have so many questions.
Yes. And you actually went into the territory of what I was getting into, because I've auditioned for the show before, as you already know.
Yeah.
So it's like, for me, I didn't get that far, but just in general, I kind of know the gamut of, just kind of like, okay, this is what it is, kind of a situation. We've done plenty of interviews with the actors and we've seen them to know that the interview process is pretty long anyway.
Yeah.
So it's like you're going through this long, tedious, like audition process. just to go to New Zealand and film for 6 weeks. Like that's interesting because, just like we've said, 6 weeks is not a long time, especially looking at the fact that this show has been filming, when they actually do seasons, like it films for like months. Like it takes like 8-9 months for them to literally finish up everything, to finish up an entire body of work that they will split obviously into 2 separate seasons. So it takes a little bit, even though they film like 3 to 4 episodes a day, kind of a situation. So it still takes time. So with it being 5 to 6 weeks, counting ADR, that's actually pretty interesting. Like, so automatically what that tells me right there. And that's why I said 8 episodes, 8 to probably like 8 episodes, because, say for example, it takes them a few days just to do 4 episodes, just to do 3 or 4. Think about it. If that's the case, and we only got like a couple weeks, shoot, they could probably knock out like 12 episodes and be like, all right, time to go home. You know what I'm saying? And it'll kind of probably be like a short-lived little season, kind of like an Alien Rangers or something like that, where it's not like a full season, but you're still getting something, kind of a deal.
Right. But like, I don't feel like Alien Rangers film in that short of a period of time, did they?
Probably did. Probably did. Because Alien Rangers was like a tack on the season 3.
Right.
Like, it was basically like the end of season 3, which was like only a few episodes. So
okay, that's fine. So
it probably didn't take that long.
I have more questions.
Mm-hmm.
You're losing almost 2 days, 2 to 3 days with them flying them out just to film this. And then what if New Zealand needs you to quarantine? Like, we don't know like what restrictions there are. So like, let's just say they have to quarantine for, let's say, a week. Let's just say, So you're telling me they're only filming for 5 weeks?
Basically.
Holy shit.
That's the part that got me with the audition, where it was like, show us what you can do. They're like, show us what you can do right away, because when you get here, we need you to just go ahead and just start doing the thing.
Right.
Like, we can't have you training. We can't have you doing none of that. We just need you to go ahead and do the thing.
So my question then becomes, what happens to the stunt team? Are they going to get reduced, or are they going to get cut? Like, what?
I think the stunt team, honestly, and that's something that I was also going to say, I think that the stunt team is going to be probably more than likely used very heavily. Very heavily. If not, I feel like they probably are already getting ready. To be honest, I think they're already starting to get ready, because, to be truthfully honest with you, I would not be surprised if they haven't already started filming things. I wouldn't be surprised.
I see what you're saying. So that makes me wonder how much of like actual storyline with just the actress and actress themselves versus the action ratio.
It's possible that they'll be able to properly balance it out. When you look at, I guess a comparison to this would be something like Cobra Kai, to a lesser extent, maybe one of the Marvel Netflix shows. So they're still able to, and they'll usually have like 13 episodes, but still a shorter order than what Power Rangers is used to. They're still able to tell a story as well as have action. So it's very possible.
And also, too, let's also be very clear. It may not even be a situation where it might be a little piece of 30 minutes. It may be a little longer. Because it now is pretty much a Netflix show. Now, granted, let's also keep in mind that they do also show Power Rangers on other networks in other countries. So they may end up keeping it at 30 minutes. But let's just, for shits and giggles, let's say that they, still make it an hour or try to make it longer. They could literally, because it's now on Netflix, they could probably use the full 30 minutes, or, whatever. It just all depends on what they decide they want to do. But my thing is, just like Will was saying, it could easily turn into a situation where, they could still tell a decent story. Because, I mean, if you think about it, the filler episodes, honestly, are only there for the most part, but especially when it comes to Dino Fury. The filler episodes are only there for characterization, to kind of fill in the gaps. But the actual storyline itself is probably like maybe really, if you actually take out the filler episodes, probably like 13 episodes, like 13, 14 episodes. So they probably, if they could, they could write a very airtight, concise storyline and make it into like 12, 13 episodes and be like, bing, bam, boom, here you go, and call it a day. But the only problem and my only fear with that is if you do that, what it could possibly mean is that either there will be very little characterization, or other characters, we're going to get a little piece of time for us where only one or two of the characters get all the glitz and glamour, and everybody else get left in the dust. So it could easily turn into that too. So anything is possible at this point, but I definitely do not believe that this show, whatever they're going to be filming for 5 weeks, I most certainly do not believe that it is going to be 22 episodes or anything like that. I highly doubt that, seriously. Like, I highly doubt that. It is not going to be that. It's going to be very short. Whatever this thing is, it's going to be short. So, and I mean, shoot, it may even be a little piece of, what'll be interesting? What if it's Hyperforce? Or something like it, where it's something completely brand new. And they're just like, we just want to test something out. Just to see, because I mean, it, like I said, it is the 30th anniversary. So it's like they might be wanting to try something brand new.
I would be down for it. Totally down for that.
I would be certainly down for it, where they just try something completely brand new, something that we've never seen, and then not any kind of Sentai comparison or anything like that. Just something completely made up by Hasbro, and be like, here you go. But also, this is going to be it for this. And then the following year or whatever have you, then we're going to do an actual brand new season of, Power Rangers or whatever have you. And that will be your standard 22 episodes kind of a deal. Because that could also be a thing where this could just be like a special season where it's like, this is what we're going to get. Like, this is like the special thing or whatever for the 30th anniversary. Whatever this is, it just feels like it's meant to be something very special. I don't really necessarily see it being like your typical Power Ranger season. And I honestly, do you even think they're going to use a Sentai season for this? Because I don't think they are. Personally, I don't think they will.
I don't know. I definitely hope that they put more effort into it than they did the 20th and 25th. Because this is a milestone. Like 30 years, that is a long time.
And to think that they're really actually like, I mean, if you really think about the gamut of it, like you really think about it as a whole, it does kind of feel like they're trying to pull out the stops in this one. Like they're trying to really go balls to the wall, which I'm like, yes, please do. Like, do that. Because, this is what we want. Like, we want you to treat the franchise like it's special. Like it's like it's your special baby. Like we want that. So, if you can, give us something that is absolutely incredible that can blow us away, a little Netflix special, and, knock everybody's pants off, then absolutely. Now, will they do that? I'm a little apprehensive about, but, but at the end of the day, I mean, we've gotten great stuff with Dino Fury, so who's to say that they're not gonna, and I mean, honestly, with Simon Bennett, I already have a lot of faith in Simon Bennett anyway, because Mug was like, I love RPM. And if you say you love RPM, you're good in my book. Yeah, like he said that in an interview. I forget what interview that was. I think that was an interview with either Seamus or either an interview with, what's the guy's name from Illuminati? Joe. Yeah. It was one of those interviews where he was like, he's a big fan of RPM because of his storytelling. So, he's good in my book anyway because of that. But regardless, I'm like, if you are going to give us something that is that interesting for 8 episodes, count me in. These little piece of sides though, because I'm pretty sure everybody is like, well, what sides are we talking about? Like, what is this? Because we totally just have, we ain't even got to the side yet. So here we go. So, Yin sides, Power Rangers. So we got Yin. Yin, a top student. Yin was a top student, but she struggled since her dad passed away. The principal has been on her case for missing class, and today, Yin's late again. Interior, school hallway, morning, which means they're back in high school. Yin rushes to class, but the principal steps in front of her. You're late again. Yin, surprised. Principal Blair! Devious, teasing. Shouldn't you be in your office? Principal. Why do teenagers have so much, Yin, attitude? It's given to us at puberty. Package deal with leaving dirty laundry on the floor. Principal. Sounds like you know it all. Is that why you don't respect your teachers enough to be on time? Ooh. Shade. Yin. Miffed. No, for real, this morning wasn't my fault. There was an accident on the 105. Super awful. Principal. I saw tweets about the 105 crash at 9:15. You should have been in class. Yin. On the socials during school hours? Now that's setting an example. The principal's embarrassed at being called out, but also impressed.
Yeah, I didn't even, after I saw that it was in high school, I just stopped reading. That was
my God.
That was actually, wow, she's a smart ass.
She's a smart ass. She's a smart ass. I like it. I like it.
And they mentioned her dad dying, which I feel like they've kind of like shied away from death, but they just blatantly said that her dad died, and it's made a change in her. So that's a bit different.
That man is gone. He is not there. Listen, I personally enjoyed, I actually enjoyed the side. I was like, this is interesting. I really actually do kind of like where this is going. I am thinking of, listen, I'm checking Actors Access because I want to see if there is, if there's some more other, sides popping out with other people, because I mean, listen, they got a little male side, I mean, hell, I'll audition with the end too. Listen, like, what's up? Like, I'll be in. But this is definitely for a female character, so I'm pretty sure they're probably like a cisgendered man. All right, I don't know about all that, but I mean, Yin can be a daughter. And I would audition. But whatever. But if they do come out with a male sides, I would definitely consider auditioning one more time. Because I've gotten to the point where I'm like, you know what, I can enjoy the series at home. instead of, actually going to audition for it. However, I'm still going to do it because I'm like, and I'm going to give my last hurrah. So, it is what it is. So yeah, that's that. But yeah, so those are the sides for the newest season. Do you guys think that it's going to be your regular 5 teenagers? Like, just shooting the shit. Like, do you think that it's going to be like a reboot of Mighty Morphin? Is it giving that to you? Is it giving?
No.
Oh, damn.
No.
Okay.
God, no.
And she was like, "Oh no, don't do that."
No.
You really don't need to do that.
We really don't. Like, you know what? We've been rebooting this shit forever. Even the theme song still reference Mighty Morphin. I'm just over it. Done. Let it be an original. Like, I know, like, maybe even 3 Rangers. I'm fine with it. Heck, make it 4. I don't know. It could be 5 even. It could be 7. It doesn't matter. So as long as you don't do Mighty Morphin references in any way.
They could they could make it like Sailor Moon and have everybody come on at different times. Start off with one and then add the others as we go along.
Oh, I would love that. I would love that. Oh my God. Like, you don't have no idea how much I would love that. Like, have everybody come in like at different times. Kind of like Dino Force Brave. Have you seen the pictures for that or like seen that show?
Was that when they redid the oh my God, the Dino Charge season?
Yes.
I've seen photos of it, but I haven't seen any like footage or anything.
Okay, so I've seen that actual series of like 100 times. I want to say I actually think it's like, what is it, like 12 episodes or 13 episodes? Like it's a short season too. But what they did was they repainted the villains, but they created this main bad guy. Just like how they kind of like did this, kind of like how we did Lord Zed, like they created the main boss. Which I'm not gonna lie, his design is sickening, but they kind of like painted over everybody else and added like other little things. And then they redid the Rangers costumes, but just kind of like added some white everywhere and called it a day. But to be truthfully honest with you, the show itself is actually pretty good. But it does something that I think kind of is what I'm afraid of when it comes in terms of Power Rangers. They basically introduce the characters, but they only focus on red and gold. Like those are the only ones that get focus. Pink, green, blue, and black, they're just kind of like in the background. And
more so than Time Force.
Oh no, like they're pretty much non-existent.
Oh,
like it's worse. Like it's worse than Time Force. Like they're almost non-existent. They have their introduction episodes, and after that is it. They are nothing but like like Nakia said, had us standing in the back saying right. Like that is basically what they did for like the rest of the episodes. Like that's all they did. Blue and Black did get some things to do on some little episodes, but the episode was still about Gold. They just assisted Gold in some way, shape, or form. But other than that, like the show literally was about Red and Gold. So even though the show was interesting and I enjoyed it, I mean, I still turn it on and watch it sometimes. Like it's actually very enjoyable. And the choreography is fantastic. Like it's wonderful. But that's just the dangers of having a short season. because you have to tell the story like right away. And especially if the story is based off of one of the main characters, like one of the main Rangers, everybody else is going to get thrown off into the distance and will have nothing to do. So yeah, that's just the dangers of it. But overall, like if they do something like Dino Force Brave, as long as they make it entertaining, I'll be fine. Like I'm not gonna trip with it. Well, moving right along to Dawn Brothers. So, a piece of trailer came out because, as y'all already know, who follows Zenkaiger done. So I'm happy. I'm so ecstatic. I'm like, yes, thank God that is over. However, Zenkaiger is done, but the character is not gone. Oh no, he's not gone. He is still there, but this time he is black. No, he's not black. I'm just joking. But he is not, the rainbow colors anymore. He is now, he looks like, he's printed in black and white. So, yes. So technically I was in line. But so now he's going to be in the show as a completely different character, same but different. And, the show is actually a lot. This is going to be telling a different tale, with brand new characters and all of that good stuff with, the Don brothers, right? What do you think? Like, what do you think?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. That's all I can say. And the little black guy does look like Sonic Boom. Like, just interesting.
Yeah, that was weird. Both the pink and the black look really strange. Compared to the real suits, the CG looks really wonky. The footage of the villains and the layers look kind of cool to me. Lena said before off air that it looked kind of like what did you say? Ready Player One or something like that?
Yes, it makes it look like that movie Ready Player One.
And Brandon said it looked kind of like Train, or oh my God, Train! Wow, Tron. Excuse me. Wow. That was interesting. I don't know where I got that word from. My bad. But yeah, it looked interesting. It was a lot of chaos stuff. Just like trying to understand what was going on. There weren't any subtitles, and it was just like a lot going on, just like the previous trailer we got.
Listen, so first of all, if you haven't seen the trailer already, I would suggest going on. It is on YouTube. It is on Instagram. There are plenty of accounts that post it, that also post Sentai updates, that post Kamen Rider updates. So if you are into those things and you follow those accounts on Instagram, I'm pretty sure they posted it already. It's all over Twitter as well. Like, it's there if you want to find it. But the actual trailer, the first episode trailer itself has like Will said, it has a lot going on. Which I feel like, I'm like, a part of me is literally saying this cannot all happen in one episode. Like it just can't. All of this cannot happen in one episode, because when I say the chaos, like there is so much happening. Like it's just like what's going on. Like at least with like most first episode previews, they kind of give you a little taste of what may happen, kind of a situation, but it's not like so much, like it's not so heavy. Here it's like literally chaos. Like it's just, you got this lady dancing in a kimono, like and you got a baby, and then you like it's a lot. You got dude jumping in the air with like confetti, and it's a lot. Like it is a lot happening. But one of the things that I did point out in the chat well, not in the chat, but when we were talking on the pre-show, was that they're wearing shades. And them shades, I'm like, first of all,
Jungle
you would
Fury.
never catch me. First of all, Jungle Fury shades look better than this. They look better. Jungle Fury shades look way better.
Way better.
Because these, I'm like, you could never pay. You couldn't pay me to wear those. Like those things look.
They weren't even shades. Like I don't know what the heck they were, but they barely covered anything. Like they were just like a tinted, like those like glasses you get at the movie theater.
At the movie theaters, the 3D glasses. That's exactly what they look like. They look like stylish 3D glasses that you would get at a movie theater.
Yes.
I'm like, what is this? Like, what? Like, homegirl pulled off them yellow glasses, dude wearing pink. I mean, of course, all of them are going to be wearing glasses that, you know, resemble their Ranger colors. But I'm just like, okay. But apparently the glasses give them the abilities to see if someone is actually a human or if they are a monster. So I thought that was pretty cool. I like that aspect. I think I said this last episode or the last time we talked about it. It does kind of give me VR Trooper feels because that was one of the things that the Skugs did all the time. They kind of just was like minding their own business, and then when the VR Troopers would come along, they'd be like, "Hey, why are you doing that random thing, minding all up in their business?" And the Skugs is like looking at them like, "Why are you minding mine?" And then they sitting there looking like, "Well, what are you doing?" And then the Skugs would transform, and then they, you know, proceed to fight. So, you know, I'm pretty sure that more than likely that's probably going to be the case in this show as well. But yeah, so that's what the shades are for. But apparently in this episode, I am guessing that red, yellow, and pink are going to be the first warriors to be, given spotlight on the show. So we will probably see them first. And then black and blue would probably come either on the second episode or third or whatever have you. But yeah, apparently those three are the first ones. And let's see here. So I got a little piece of info for the people. Let's see here. Okay, so 21 years ago, a peach-shaped capsule flowed in front of a man, and inside of it was a baby. In the present, a high school girl named Haruka Kito, who suddenly won the manga award for her debut work, First Love Hero, suddenly comes to a turning point. She was attacked by a mysterious monster, helped out by a mysterious hero, and when she put on mysterious glasses, goddamn, how many times you gonna say mysterious? She could see the mysterious world.
Wow.
And she turned herself into a mysterious, Jesus Christ, hero. Oni's sister. What appeared long before I was confused for no reason was, what the hell? What the hell? I know this is a direct translation, but Jesus Christ. This translation is wow. The bright red hero, Don Momotaro, with a flashy peach on his forehead. Wow. So yes.
Ooh, that sounded dirty.
I have no words. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it is definitely focused. It does kind of seem like yellow is going to get probably equal focus as red. So she's definitely going to be important. But I'm just like, after reading this, I read it before, but after reading it just now, I'm like, I didn't realize it said mysterious that much. But also, I'm just like, this is going to be pretty interesting. Like, I'm actually interested. I'm not going to hold you. It is a lot. It was a lot to deal with when I was watching the preview because I mean, like I said, it was just everybody's doing all this weird shit. But I'm interested. Like, I am honestly legit interested. I'm not even gonna hold you. There are some scenes on there that did not feature the CGI Kink Ranger, the CGI Kiji brother, which I was like, why didn't we have this? Because it looks so much better in, regular, the regular costume versus this CGI. Like, why do we need this CGI? Like, I hate the CGI. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it so much. It just looks bad. I just hate it. But apparently they are going to be able to become avatars of past Sentai. So apparently they are going to be able to become avatars of anything that is, I want to say, what was it? Where's the cutoff? I think the cutoff is like, I think they are going to be able to become past Sentai like Tokyuger, Cure Major, I want to say they also said, oh gosh, what was another one? Ryu Soldier, which is Dino Fury. So they are going to be able to come past Sentai. So we will be able to see them actually have actual stunt doubles that they can transform into. So they won't use the CGI the whole episode, which is good. But still, it's like, why do we need this? Why? But whatever. Whatever, that's beside the point.
I'd be willing to watch the first episode. That'd be interesting.
I'm down. Like, seriously, I really actually am down to watch it because I think that it'll be pretty interesting. I think it will be. I think it'll be interesting. Just to kind of, be like, what's up? Like, what's good? What's goody? Just kind of like see what is given. Now I will say though, Dino Fury is premiering next week. Just saying.
Oh, right, yeah.
It is premiering next week. So, do you guys want to do kind of like watch Dino Fury and then kind of piggyback later and watch the other one? Or like, how do you want to do it? Okay.
All right. Yeah, we've mentioned it enough times to finally see what it's about.
We might as well see this through now. It's true.
This is very true. I mean, we have mentioned it quite a lot on the show. So, it's like, all right, like, let's go ahead and let's see what it's given. All right, cool. So, yes, we will definitely cover, we'll cover Dawn Brothers, but for sure, Dino Fury does actually come first because we are a Power Rangers podcast. We are not a Sentai podcast. We are a Power Rangers podcast. So Power Rangers ultimately gets first dibs. So there's that. Moving right along. So
wait. I totally forgot. I don't think we mentioned this at all. Speaking of 30-year anniversaries in Sentai, it's I believe maybe like a week or two ago was the 30th anniversary for Jew Ranger, which is where my
yeah. And it's also funny enough that you mentioned that as well. I think Mega Ranger is this week as well. Mega Ranger was Power Rangers in space.
How many years was that? 20.
Jesus. Mega 25. Ranger came out in 25, because I think Mega Ranger came out in 97. Yeah, 97.
Jeez.
So, child. 97. Ooh.
We all.
Yeah.
Ooh. I don't mean no likey. Why? Oh my God, that means time is speeding by. Ooh. All right. Well, all right. Well, y'all, listen. Speaking of, it's funny that you did bring that up, though. So, Zyuranger, right? There are some interesting little tidbits about Zyuranger that I did find that was very interesting. Originally, Zyuranger was definitely supposed to have a different costume. Like the costumes were not necessarily exactly what we got. It did have a little bit of Dino Thunder appeal to it. And then also the colors were originally supposed to be, if I'm not mistaken, red, blue, yellow, green, and black. I want to say. And also blue was supposed to be a girl. So they weren't really supposed to be what we got. Which also the dinosaurs that they had featured were actually dinosaurs that, if I'm not mistaken, the dinosaurs were actually supposed to be like, they were more akin to like your Jurassic Park, which were more so like actual dinosaurs versus like, peeling into like, prehistoric animals. Because of course Zyuranger had like shit coming from like the Ice Age, like different periods and all this stuff. And hell, the Green Ranger is based off a whole dragon. And it's like, where the hell a dragon came from? So it's just like, they just had a whole lot of influences. So they just had prehistoric animals in general. So basically, back when the series was in production, it was originally going to be titled Kyoru Sentai Sardus Man? So I guess like Saurus Man? Okay. And the Rangers were originally going to be a team of 3 boys and 2 girls. Red Tyranno, male. Black Brachio, male. Green Tricera, male. Yellow Stego, female. Blue Terra, female. And the secondary mecha was originally going to be a mammoth. Well, there you have it. So originally they were supposed to be different. And I don't even think they had but it doesn't mention anything about them actually having the 6th Ranger. So yeah. Guess it's probably just gonna be them 5. So yeah. That would have been very interesting to have a yellow Stego though. I wonder if we would have gotten this like Saurus Man, like would it have been given what Mighty Morphin gave? Like, what do you think?
I mean, it still was in that time where dinosaurs were popular again, so it's very possible.
Good point. And we wouldn't have had to like make up having, a girl. We would have just had a girl, out the gate. So that would have been interesting. And plus, our Pink Ranger would have been a Blue Ranger. So that's also very interesting as well. I'm like, ooh, come on, Blue Ranger. That's cute. I'm envisioning the Pink Ranger that we got, and I'm like envisioning her with blue in a blue costume, and it's like, okay, I can kind of see it. I like it. I kind of like it. I'm not even gonna hold you. I kind of like it. But yeah, yellow Stego, female. Black Brachio, male. Green Tricera. That's the only one that's throwing me off. A green Tricera? That's throwing me off. I mean,
we had a pink one years later.
But I mean, it's like that's just throwing me off. Like a green tricera, like we've had it blue for so long, and now all of a sudden, like you're talking about green. Okay, all right. Of course, you already know Tyranno was always red. Why do we keep having a Tyrannosaurus?
Because that's like the most popular dinosaur, right?
It
Even
is.
though isn't like the Velociraptor? Yeah, how do you say it? Velociraptor? Or is it just a
Velociraptor?
raptor?
Velociraptor?
Aren't those more like effective dinosaurs?
Yes. So Velociraptor, aka Raptor, those things are actually they're a lot more vicious. Like because the thing about a Velociraptor that made them dangerous is the fact that they hunt in packs. So if you see one, you can bet your ass that there was like 20 others in the back. Like, ain't nobody gonna jump you. You know what I'm saying? Like, Velociraptors are ghetto. Okay,
I'm thinking about this scene in Jurassic Park that scared the hell out of me as a child.
Velociraptors were ghetto. They were like the hood rats of the dinosaurs back in the day. Like they was like, ain't nobody gonna jump you. And then come to find out, like Velociraptors, dead ass Velociraptors were not small, apparently. Like Velociraptors were big as shit. So like just imagine like these big ass dinosaurs trying to jump somebody, like like, yo, what's up? What's up? Fight back. Fight back. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is not cute. Okay. Like, so yes, Velociraptors were a lot worse. But my thing is, everybody knows the Tyrannosaurus. You know, Tyrannosaurus are one of the most popular ones, obviously, because of also the Jurassic Park movie and all that good stuff. But also, let's just be very clear. The Spinosaurus is the same exact size. It is literally just like a Tyrannosaurus, but just with that that turbine looking hump on his back that looks like a fan, but it's not a fan, obviously. It's like bone. But anyway, it's like a little fan on his back. Like that motherfucker, it looks just like a Tyrannosaurus, but just with that thing on it. And literally, it is much stronger and could whip a Tyrannosaurus's ass. So I'm like, why do we not have a Spinosaurus? Like, you know, why does the Spinosaurus not get its respect? I'm just saying. Like, I feel like it deserves all the respect in the world. But it doesn't. It doesn't. Because the Tyrannosaurus always ends up winning in the end. Which I'm just like, whatever. Whatever. I still feel like the Spinosaurus is better. We should have gotten one instead of like, you know, as a one-off, throw-off little thing. But whatever. That's just me. Because technically, fans, because I don't know whether you know about this or not, but Spinosaurus actually did pop up in Kyoryuger, which was supposed to be the ranger that everybody wanted Heckle to become with the Dark Crystal, which actually did end up being used in the comics and also on the Power Rangers Legacy Wars game. So that ranger is actually based off of a Spinosaurus, the one that throws the boomerang. Yeah. So that actually is a real thing, but we never got it on the TV show because of reasons that we will never know. So there's that. But enough about that. We will now be, if anybody doesn't have anything else they want to add, we will now be heading into comics land. Woo!
Ooh.
I'm about to say, damn, like
we had to do comics until like at some point I was like, oh, so we're gonna wrap up, right? And then I was like, right, there's comics.
There is comics because we're still slightly behind. Slightly.
Okay, can I just say overall, these two issues were just like fillers for me. Just to get right into it. Like, I'm like, really, guys? Like obviously things happen, but I'm like, y'all be dragging this shit on. Like, get right into it, please. It ended like the last two issue ended like so abruptly that I was expecting way more action in these two series, and then it started issues and it didn't happen for me. And then it ended abruptly again for me, in my opinion. So I'm like, yeah.
Listen, okay, Will, what you think? Like, what was it given for you?
I felt like it was fitting for the story as far as, you know, bridging the gap to the next part, because this set us up for the Eltarian War. So I enjoyed them.
Okay. Well, listen, so here's the thing for me. I can see where you're coming from in terms of like it just feeling like more filler. I guess for me, this is like, because this is a comic, it's not moving, you know? So it's like, if I were to say, if this was like a moving TV show, this will be the episode where everything is kind of like leading up into everything, kind of like a lead in. And then at the last 5 minutes of the show, that's when the fight starts.
Exactly. I'm like,
and it's like, okay. Right? You know, kind of a situation. Like that's kind of what it was giving for me.
And then for me too, like again, like with the way it ended last issues, especially with like the yellow embassy being ripped apart. Emissary was being ripped apart.
The yellow embassy.
Right? Like I thought it would be like a better like a better lead in, but it was just sort of like sad cracking jokes. Trini like making a whole like video like what they did in Endgame, you know, with Tony Stark, where he was recording himself in the helmet, giving records and shit.
I mean, I'm not gonna hold you. I did kind of tear up at that part. I was kind of sad because I was like, damn.
I wasn't, because I was looking at the issues. I'm like, there's 4 more. I'm fine. I don't
know. It was like, we already know they'll be all right. Whatever.
You know, like, it's kind of like, like a TV show when you're watching. You're like, wait, how many episodes do I have left? You're like, 8. Oh, okay, I'm fine. They're gonna be fine.
They're gonna be fine.
You know, like I don't know. It's not like Endgame where you're like, wait, this could be the actual end. Oh fuck, that hit hard, you know. But like, I was looking at the issues. I'm like, there's 4 of them. We'll be fine. But I still feel bad for the robot though.
Oh yeah, that poor robot just he poor she, like it went through the ringer. And it was not deserved. Like it did not need all that. It really didn't.
I felt so bad for him. I'm like, oh, you poor thing. If anything, if we all need to have a moment of silence, that I would give him a moment of silence. He cheer me up.
Oh my God. It deserves a moment of silence. But you know, no, like it was sad. Like and I really was kind of hurt with poor she, and you know, this little last moment, you know, and I'm like, oh. But Will, you got anything you want to add before we go ahead and get into it? We might as well go ahead and get into Power Rangers, because I mean that's what we talk about so far.
Okay. No, let's go.
Okay. All right. So we are going to go ahead and get into a little piece of Power Rangers issue 12. So let's just go ahead and get right on into it as soon as I can find the doggone comic. Oh my God. There we go. All right. So let's go ahead and get into it. So Power Rangers issue 12. For all of you who don't know, written by Ryan Parrott, illustrated by Francesco Mortarino, colored by Raul Angulo, lettered by Ed Dukeshire, and we got a whole bunch of other people doing a whole bunch of other variant covers, like our Gerald Parrell, I know I probably mispronounced that. I apologize. Goni Montes, Yijin Park, Daniele Di Niculo. Oh, yes.
I think
listen,
we stop while we're ahead.
Yeah, like, you know who you are. I apologize if I mispronounced your name. So, yeah. These are the people right here.
I mean, should we be so lucky that they listen to our podcast? But
I mean, hey, when we retweet it, like not retweet it, but when we be posting it, they be liking it. So, hey, I'm just saying, if they, if y'all want to listen, listen, but I also apologize ahead of time because I've just totally messed up your names. Right. But hey, I apologize.
But if you want to send us a memo or like a DM on teaching us how to say it, we're down for that too.
I mean, or even if you want to come and talk to us about it, you know what I'm saying? Talk to us about the show, right? Whatever. You know what I'm saying? You can do that too. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm just saying.
This is your official invite, just saying.
Okay, hey. Like, what's up? Like, come roll through. I mean, the door is always open. We're gonna leave the door open. We're gonna leave the door open. Okay, I'm done. Anyway, so Power Rangers issue 12. So we got the tattered cape just floating around because this mug is dead, girl. She is dead. Yellow emissary, and they were making so crazy. You seen the other little piece of the other Imperial just like is like literally just ripping the poor little thing apart, and I'm like, you killed it, dude. Like, let it go. But of course, the Imperial is like, I have to, assort my authority after, it done killed the yellow emissary. So, of course, they are now complete. We now have 3 emissaries, and shit is about to get real. So the Rangers are hauling ass because they about to charge up and annihilate everything. So as the Rangers are running, trying to run and trying to get to the ship, they just are calling sheep. They calling and they calling and they calling. She ain't answering. And then, she's just like, and Trini's like, why isn't she responding? And of course, they see the ship coming. Jason tries to jump so he can get inside. And what happens? What happens? You get a half a body chi come flying at Jason.
Mm-hmm.
That was awesome.
Knock his ass back. What you say?
I love that part. That was so cool.
Like, first of all, I felt away because you see his little tentacles, like the part from like, I guess like his insides. Yeah, like his insides just floating. I'm like, oh, come on. That's dirty. So we get a dead she laying on the ground. And Jason is like, what was, and she's like, oh God, that's she. So of course, who is hanging out the damn head?
Why is that so funny? What?
You say it like that.
Because that's how they was looking. That's how they was looking. They were looking like, oh shit. Oh shit, that's she. God damn it. All right.
Well, I would think that was actually the reaction to who they see now. Oh,
shit. So they look up and they see Draken. And it's like, God damn it. So Draken is like, hello, Rangers. Of course, you got to put on, the evil Tommy voice. Hello, Rangers. That thing we all knew was coming. Well, it's here. And of course, Draken is standing there in his full garb. Irritating. So, once again, Jason is, coming through with the threats. Get out of the way right now, I swear, or I swear I will. And of course, Draken comes back with stand there and do nothing. Yeah, that's funny.
His arm.
Right, while holding She's arm. Like, So basically, Draken was in there just cutting up she like it's Thanksgiving turkey. Like, why are you sitting here dismantling this thing like that? You freaking psycho. Like, what's wrong with you? Like, Draken is a whole ass mess. Like, I'm just like, this is not okay. This is most certainly not okay. So, you know, he goes ahead and, you know, he comes through with this nice little line here. He's like, don't threaten me, Jason, or the next time we meet, you'll look more worse than your robot friend here. That's dirty. Oh, and if you were banking on Sheik suddenly coming back from the dead and saving the day, I'm afraid that's not going to happen. So obviously we know back in previous comics that she had to be dismantled by, you know, the only way that you can kill She is by destroying its memory banks in its arm. Apparently, that's where it keeps all of its data and all that stuff. But this time, Draken is like, nope, I'm gonna go ahead and make sure that doesn't happen. So he destroys the arm. Then, of course, we get, you know, Trini being like, Draken, by doing this, you're dooming the universe. And Draken is like, I don't give a shit. I'm trying to haul ass. Like, I don't care. Like, this is your problem. I did what I had to do, you know, basically. And he goes into explaining about how basically he made a deal with the Imperials. And, you know, they had him carry out this mission. He fulfilled his end of the deal. And he is like, peace out. Have fun. Deuces. So basically, you know, he just left them there. So you got Jason being like,
wait, real quick. Something that was really cool was they showed why Draken has that big scar on his face and why half of his hair is gone.
This is also true. And why is that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when he when he came across the Imperials, I guess they found him and he tried to morph while one of them was holding him up by his chin. Jeez. And as he morphed, it stopped him from morphing, and as the suit was forming around him, it like burned off, and it burned off the side of his hair and made this big scar on the side of his eye and screwed his eye up. And then they stole his morpher.
Took his morpher and left him looking dumb. Left him looking dumb.
I mean, he did be looking dumb though. So...
No, he really did. Like, he looked dumb.
He did.
Because I'm sorry, that little piece of shaved side with the hair, it's like, all right, baby, you look dumb. But that's how we got.
But you know what?
How Draken looks like this.
It was very satisfying for me to see that, because this whole time with Shattered Grid and everything else, he's all like, I'm high and mighty, you can't touch me. And then the Imperials were like, boy, who do you think you are?
Basically. Like, I mean, that's basically exactly what happened. It was like, he the whole time was like, you know, I'm Mr. Big Shot, I'm Mr. Big Dude. And the Imperials was like, bet. We'll see how big you are. And came and shut that shit right down. So I'm like, we love to see it.
So satisfying. Like, if only the Imperials would do that to some other people in real life. But hey.
Listen. We're just gonna just talk about these people. Because listen, at the end of the day, you know, people be peopling, and you know, they have their own stuff to contend with, because they're gonna meet karma is real. Karma is real, and she is a bitch that does not care who you are. So, you know, I feel like Karma really is the Imperial of real life. Like, she be gathering the people together. But anywho, that's that point. So Tommy is like, not Tommy. I mean, this is Tommy in a way, but Draken is like, peace out, bitches, I'm out. So Jason is sitting there looking all stupid. He had to demorph because he had to be extra so that you can like look into his eyes and everything. Like Draken is gonna care. And he's like, you've helped us every step of the way. Even when you didn't have to. I don't think you want to be a bad guy anymore.
Oh my God, that was so stupid. I was like,
I'm like,
really?
Jason.
Really?
Jason. Really?
Come on.
Really? You are talking to a murderer.
Right. What happened? Like, what do you think all the Shattered Grid issues were like there for no reason?
I mean, it did seem like there was some sort of change though.
Oh my goodness. No. I'm sorry. What?
No. Here's the thing, and honestly, and I'm even go as far to say this: if they do actually end up like not retconning, but like basically giving him a redemption arc and making him be like, oh, Draken is no longer bad, but now he's changed and he's now an anti-hero or whatever. If they do that, I'm going to be very pissed. Because that's the beauty about Lord Draken, is the fact that he is a evil ranger who is evil on purpose. There was no type of, oh, I was persuaded or I was under a spell or anything like that. He did all of this shit out of his own volition. So I don't personally want to see him be redeemed. Like, if you're going to like have stuff happen, have him be evil. I don't want him to see him. I don't want to see him be a good guy. I don't. I don't want him. I don't want him to be a good guy at all. I really don't. I don't want it. That's just me. I feel like Draken works better as a villain. And even if we have him as a villain that just pops up every now and then, who's working with the main bad guys, who's just like, oh yeah, I'm working with you, but I'm actually gonna stab you in the back when I get a chance. Like, I'm okay with that, even as long as you don't see that every time. But I'm okay with that. My thing is, I just don't want to see him be redeemed, which is what I kind of feel like may end up happening. Like, I don't want it. Like, I don't want to see him be a good guy. Like, let him be the coward that he is. Like he's doing in this issue by basically being like, bye bitches, and dipping out, like, and leaving the Rangers to be killed. I'm okay with that. Even though we knew that was going to happen regardless at some point, but I'm okay with it. But to have him be like, oh, I threw you under the bus, but I feel bad, so I'm going to help you now. Or, no,
I would not.
I mean, a little bit later, a few pages later, we see he's having a conversation with Saba, who Saba obviously isn't actually there or alive anymore. It seems like Saba's asking, and I guess this is maybe his subconscious, is asking if I guess, like, are you sure you wanted to do that? And then he's like answering like, I gave them the chance to get away and to not do this, and they chose to do this. So, it's not on me. So the fact that there was even that in his subconscious makes me wonder.
And that's my point. That is my point. That is why I'm like, I don't want this, because I personally do not want to see them trying to humanize him or make him have any kind of, oh, I'm feeling bad. Like, no, like, I don't even want there to even be a second thought to this. You know what I'm saying? Like, Draken is a whole ass murderer. Like, and I understand the whole thing of like, oh, trying to make him be a complex 3D character and all this stuff and all. I hear all that, right? But at the same time, complicate him to the point where, you know, it's okay for him to be like, you know, I'm going to do things to get what I want. But at the end of the day, we should still know, in the back of our minds, we should still be like, okay, we need to keep our guard up around this mug because he's willing to turn at any chance we get. I feel like them having that moment of like, but Draken, you helped us. You're good. See, like you're a good guy on the inside. Why would you do this? No. Like, I don't want them to feel like that about him. I want them to feel like if he was the turn, they'd be like, I knew it. I knew you were going to do that. Kind of a situation. Not be like, oh my God.
I'm surprised Trinity didn't say that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. We spent the whole comic up until now where they believe that, but the fact that he has helped them so many times, that's why they feel that, their feelings have changed.
But also keep in mind, wasn't he like held captive under their care anyways?
Good point.
Keep that same energy. I don't care how much he helped them. At the end of the day, it's like,
well, that's what I was just gonna say. I don't think he helped them in the sense that he wanted to. He helped them because they held him captive. In the sense that, like, in order for him to survive, they have to survive.
This is reminding me of Spike in Buffy season 4 and a little bit of 5, where
you talking about when he was going crazy?
Yeah. It's I remember he said something along the lines of like he had figured out that he can't he had the chip in his head. He couldn't attack humans, but he could still attack demons.
Mm-hmm.
He fought with them a little bit. And then they were Xander or somebody was trying to have a conversation with him or talk about a plan or strategy. And he said, do you people forget that I hate you all? That's what this is reminding me.
Right. That's exactly my point. Like, I don't really think he helped them because he wanted to. It's more of like,
right,
he had to.
But I feel like how this is starting to pan out is like they're making him second guess his reasoning for helping them, which is like, oh, well, maybe I might actually do want to help them. Maybe it's, kind of a situation. And I'm like, please don't do that. Like, I just don't want that.
I don't want that either.
Like, be the one who is like, oh yeah, like I don't give a shit. Like, I'm just gonna go ahead and just, do whatever, like I'm just gonna do whatever I want, kind of a thing. And if you kind of like Catwoman, where it's like, I just go wherever the wind blows, whatever situation helps me best. Like, I'm okay with that. But I just don't want it to be a situation where it's like, oh, you're an anti-hero. Which I know also at the same time, it's like, but that is kind of the same thing. I know what I want in my head. And what I want in my head is not this, is what I'm saying. I'm like, I just don't want this, what we're getting. Or not what we're getting, but what it feels like we're going to get. I just don't want that. But hey, that's neither here or there. Don't really know what's going to happen in, with what's to come. But just saying, as of right now, I'm like, I'm not liking what I see. In terms of Dragon, I'm not here for it. But speaking of not liking what we see, the Imperials came down and they was like, you know what? We're going to take all these broken body parts and we're going to birth our breath. And out comes another Imperial coming out like, how you doing? And then all of a sudden you got Zarks like, hey girl, welcome to the party. Now go ahead and destroy these fools. And basically they unleash a holy hell of fire and brimstone and just blow up the whole planet as Draken is flying away in their ship. Now, ain't that a bitch?
Right.
Ain't that a bitch? I'm like, I'll be damned. If I was them, I'm telling you right now, if I was any of those Rangers, I'm telling you, if I were to ever see Dragon again, it's on site. I don't care if you're helping us. I don't care what the problem is. I don't care what's going on. If I see you, it's on site. Like, I am punching you in your shit. Like, it's going down. Like, if I see you, it's going down. Like, how you gonna let me get killed? Well, leave me to die and take my car? Really? Child. So they went ahead, blew up the whole planet. Child, it looking like a desolate wasteland, honey. You got Trini busting out the ground because, of course, she controls the earth. So, she busting out the axe, you know what I'm saying, saving the people. So then we get a little piece of, like Lena said, we getting a little piece of in-game where, Trini is, talking to She, and she's recording a little piece of message. Child, listen. Here's the deal. Here's how I feel about this, right? I know, Lena, you didn't too much care for it. For me, honestly, I'm not even gonna hold you. I actually felt bad. Like, this was the moment where I was like, I actually kind of felt bad for them because it was just like, damn, y'all went through all of this and y'all went on this whole trip, to find these Imperials, stop these Imperials, and enlist the help of these emissaries and end this before it could get any worse. And there was literally no way, shape, or form that you could have done anything to stop anything that happened. So it's like they are in a state of literal helplessness. And they are about to die. It's like...
Yeah, there was a feeling of... what was the feeling? Like, the fact that they are stuck on a dying planet that literally within hours is going to be destroyed. There's no way for them to get off. Like, that kind of created a sense of, maybe a sense of urgency. I guess maybe you shouldn't have looked up how many issues we had left. But that, like that, that was the thing that kind of got me with this issue of them really not knowing if they're going to, make it at all. Like, they tried to call Zords. They tried to awaken another one of the emissaries, even though they're all dead. They tried to send out that SOS message. They didn't get, and we saw that they didn't get any feedback from that. So it's like you're exhausting every possible effort to get out of there, and it's just not working.
Nope. And I mean, they pretty much, they said their last goodbyes in a way. It was just kind of like, yeah, this is over. Like, to whoever finds this message, Mama, I love you. POC, holding it down. Like, that's kind of what it was given. Like, I love you. It's over. Like, if you get this message, 9 times out of 10, I'm dead. Kind of a situation. So that's kind of what it was given. And just as they're sitting there, pondering, well, not pondering, but basically, having their final moments of just like, all right, we're done. It's a wrap. Child, the ground exploded. And they are just like, ooh, child, we dead. Like, it's over. Like, we're about to die. Child, everybody all under rock and looking crazy. People knocked out. Like, it's terrible. And just as Jason was about to go ahead and be like, bump it, let's just go ahead and die already. Who comes through and saves the day? Yale.
Yes!
But not just...
That was my favorite part!
But not just as any old Yale. He or she, whatever it is, comes as the Blue Ranger. It's a they, yes. Well, are they? Yeah, they. Comes through as the Blue Ranger.
That made my night. I was like, yes, Yale, yes.
Me fucking Yao. I'm like, I love it.
I'm here for it. Oh, loved it. That was I think by far of all the issues we read, that's my favorite ending.
That I have to agree is one of my favorites too. Honestly,
loved it.
I enjoyed that a lot.
I'm not gonna lie. I was like,
Me too. I did too. I
can't believe this happening.
I did too. I literally screamed myself because I'm like, oh, like it just like took the air out of me. I'm like, no way.
Right? I just screamed. Like, and it's crazy because like we kind of knew that it was happening, but we forgot it was happening. Well, at least I did. I forgot that was happening. Like I knew Yale was gonna become a ranger. We discussed that in the few episodes ago. So it's sort of like, like we knew, but I don't know, like somehow seeing Yale like that all morph was like, woo, look at you, Yale, you go.
That was a bomb scene. I was like,
yes.
No, like that was so cool. That was really pretty cool.
Loved it.
That was cool. So yes, that was the end of Power Rangers. Anybody have any thoughts or whatever?
That was cool that we finally got to see Yale as the Blue Ranger. So I was wondering why they weren't able to call their Zords. That was interesting.
Well, the Zords were on on the ship.
But don't the Zords usually come out, like any Zords usually just come out of nowhere?
I thought the Zords were on the ship. Like they were on the ship that Draken stole.
I thought they were. No, I thought they. The reason why they can't come is because there is a shield blocking them from coming through.
That could be it.
They did mention something like that.
Yeah, they did mention that, I think. Yeah. That's true. Because you're probably right. You're probably right.
You know how, like, with all the Zords, like, no matter what, like, there's always got to be that connection, and without that connection, they can't call the Zords.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And I remember seeing this. I remember them mention too. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. But I wonder what is blocking that connection. Is it the Imperials, or is it because of Lord Dragon, or because the fact that everything blew to shit and then the signal got blown up too? Like, what happened? Because like
probably the Imperials,
right? Because I'm thinking when you hear signals, you obviously my first thing is like a satellite or something, right? Like, there's got to be that connection. So yeah, something definitely happened.
Either way, they're screwed. Like either way, it's like
they were screwed until Yale came.
Yes.
So they're okay.
And
then
be fine. Yale came and saved the day.
Right. I told you those 4 issues. Yeah, Trinity was fine. I don't know why she's crying for.
Oh my gosh. Listen, if we didn't know that it was 4 issues, it would have been a lot more shittier.
It would have been, it would have for sure. But because we knew, and also remember, they hinted at us too when they were preparing Yale for like the greater journey that they had to take. Remember, like they were saying something along the lines of like, Yale, we need you once again, and yada 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 yada. They went on this whole speech for Yale, and Yale's like, okay, I'm down. I wasn't doing anything anyways, other than chase after this little child that threw a rock at me. Goddamn child.
It's always gonna be fuck that little girl. I don't care.
Right? So Yale's like, I'm fine. I have nothing to do. I'm coming. What do you need me to do?
Okay. What you need? What's up? What is up? I got you.
Right?
Okay.
I'm tired of all the rocks being thrown at me. Okay, I'm over this.
Period. And as he should, because I'm
Right?
like, girl, fuck you, fuck all y'all. But yes, but girl, I'm like, that actually was a really cool ending. So yeah, definitely a good one for me. Now, was Mighty Morphin on the same level? Mighty Morphin, Mighty Morphins, issue 12. Now, same thing, written by Ryan Parrott, illustrated by Marco Renna, colored by Walter Baiamonte, lettered by Ed Dukeshire. And of course, you got a whole bunch of covers and variant covers in Hugh Lee. Oh gosh, I'm so sorry. Ryan Gonzalez, Javier Fernandez, Francesco Segala, Eleonora Carolini. Once again, I do apologize if I mispronounce your name. We also got some character designs by Dan Mora. We love you, Dan Mora, because you are freaking awesome. And of course, we have to always shout out the editor, Daphne Plebin, because she's freaking amazing. So, it opens up. We got the Eltarians doing a whole bunch of talking, right? A whole bunch of talking. And of course, they're out here talking about, talking all their foolishness and stuff like that. And there's a whole bunch of, it's a whole script, a whole spiel, right? A warrior of great strength and courage, our beloved supreme. Oh, first of all, let's back up a little bit because there's actually more than that. Duty, bravery, loyalty, and honor. Doesn't that sound like Dino Fury when the Rangers were talking to their dead comrades? It does. It sounds like that's the line that they said. But anyway, these are the principles that Zofram of Eltar lived by. So they are talking about Zed. A warrior of great strength and courage, our beloved Supreme Guardian never wavered in his commitment to our protection, as well as to preservation of all life. I personally consider Zofram as a great friend who I will miss dearly. And though his untimely death is a tragedy, I take solace in knowing that he will always be out there somewhere watching over us. Ha! So today, may the power protect us as we honor the passing of a devoted servant of Eltar. May his light find its way to the first ones, and may his sacrifice shine as an example to us all. So basically, they sitting here, having a little piece of funeral for little Zofram. Mind you, Zofram ain't dead, because Zardis done had him fry himself. So, it's a whole shitstorm, honey. So Zordon being ignorant because he don't know what the hell going on. He thinking Zardis has his best interest in mind. And the whole time Zardis is like, yeah, I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you, boy. So that's what's happening here. Child, I'm telling you right now, Zardis looks like, I'm telling you, every time they draw Zardis, especially like in the past, like he always looked like he was up no good. That's why I'm just like, how y'all trusted him? Because he always had the face of somebody who looked like he stole something. Like you can't tell me his facial expressions did not ever look like he stole something. Like he always looked guilty.
Really quick, I've been trying to pinpoint a voice to go with his dialogue. And recently on one of the Power shows, there was this actor named Daniel Sanjata who I'm not used to seeing bald, but he was bald this season. And I used his voice for Zardis because he was like a antagonist character. Do you have any idea?
I do not know who that is.
All right, I'm gonna send it to you guys, but go ahead.
I was gonna say I don't know who that is, but child, like all I know is Zardis. I don't care what nobody says. That mofo just stayed doing some old. He just always looks like he stole something. Like he looked like he did something that he know he had no business doing. Like he just always looks like that. But anyhow, so back at the ranch years later, Zardis is sitting there to the Rangers, and they finally disappear. Because they're like, all right, Zardis is like, all right, so gotta go. Peace out. Kind of a situation. And, the Rangers, go back to start talking to Zordon. Zordon basically is like, Rangers, bring your asses in here. Like, I gotta talk to y'all now that Zardis is gone. And they're like, well, now that Zardis is gone, what you talking about? And he says, you can come on out, Zelia. Ooh, excuse me? The shade, honey. So all of a sudden now the jig is up, honey. The jig is up. So homegirl come walking out the shadows like, hey y'all, sorry I'm late. Traffic was busy, but I'm here. I made it. The girls are gooped and gagged, honey. Everybody is like, wait, what? Zelia, like, what? Zordon basically explains that Zelia escaped the Moon Palace and teleported here just before Zardis arrived. And she went ahead and let him know the tea, honey, that Lord Zed had to tell. So, basically, she goes on to say, Lord Zed let me go after he told me the truth about Eltar. He said that we are no longer protectors, but conquerors. I did not want to believe him, but then I looked. Garavernos 3, Valos Prime, Hartunia, Zardis sent me to supervise all 3 planets and determine if they were worthy of joining the Alliance. I said they were not. And now they're all going. Each one destroyed by the Imperials. So he sent Homegirl to these planets to go see if the people were willing to join the Union. And child, they said no. And so basically, they said, bet. Bye-bye, destroyed. So Zardis is out here being a whole conqueror. Like, just out here killing. So the Rangers are gooped and gagged, child. They sitting here like, what? Are you for real? They're like, yeah, child. It's a wrap. It is real in these streets, honey. So, of course, the girls are seriously like questioning stuff. They are like, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Like, we gonna need all the help we can get. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit is about to get real. Zardis out here trying to put everybody underneath Eltarian rulership. Like, child, like, what's tea? Like, we gonna need help. And Kimberly brings up a good point. She is like, well, we could ask certain people to come help us, but you just out here just banishing people away. And not being helpful. And she's referring to Zordon. So she's out here reading Zordon for filth, which I'm like, absolutely. As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and read exactly what Kimberly said, because, Kimberly said a damn good point. So Zordon says, very well. While you investigate, we will consolidate our allies in case. And Kimberly is like, what allies? So Kimberly is like, actually, Zordon, I'm curious, which of our many allies do you think are going to come rushing to our aid? Billy, Grace, Matt, the Omega Rangers? Because I'm pretty sure we've alienated each and every one of them in spectacular fashion. Boom! You better say that, Kim. So then Zordon is like, I won't deny I've made my share of mistakes. Mistakes? My guy, you were out here making terrible decisions. Like, these weren't mistakes. This was you abusing power. Like, let's just be for real. Like, you were out here abusing your authority is what it was. Like, you knew that because you had authority over them, basically you made them your own personal soldiers. Let's just call it what it is. You were abusing your authority. And Kim is calling you out. Don't make excuses. So Kim is like, I guess we just hope they didn't doom the universe to complete and utter destruction, right? And so Tommy jumps in trying to be Captain Save-A-Ho. Well, calm down, guys. Calm down. It's getting a little heated. Like, chill out. Like, shut up, Tommy. Shut your ass up. Like, just, shut up. So of course, you know, they're like, you know, we're going to go ahead and we're going to, you know, do our little investigate. So Tommy and Ayusha go speak to Grace. And child, of course, you know, they go and they talking. Grace is like, pretty much, you know, they're telling Grace about what's going on. Grace is like, okay, what you want me to do? Well, what do you want me to do? And it was like, well, we need your help. And she was like, tell Zordon I'll think about it. And period.
And then Ayusha. What she said next, she said, you're going to help us. And then Grace is like, oh, I am? And then she said, yes, because you're not dumb enough to let a grudge allow the world to end.
Mm-hmm. Child, which shut Grace's ass right up. Because Grace knew. She was like, yeah, you're right. I'm not stupid enough to let that happen. So tell him I'll think about it. Tell him I'll shoot him an email if I'm ready. So, child, once again, what we got? Another Tommy and Matt situation. Child, I'm so sick of them two.
A whole bunch of nothing. This guy, yeah.
I'm so sick of those two. Just go ahead and fuck already. Like, I am so sick of them. I am so tired of them. Like, y'all get on my nerves. Like, I don't even want to talk about them. Like, moving on. Like, they just
exhausting.
They are exhausted. So, moving right along, we got Ayusha and Billy. Because Ayusha and Billy, they got to talk. Because Ayusha's basically the voice of reason. And basically, you know, she's trying to convince Billy to go ahead and come on back to the fold. Billy's sitting here like, yeah, you know, I know I fucked up and Zordon don't see it for me. So, you know, I'm just going to go ahead and sit over here and sit on the sidelines. You know what I'm saying? Ayusha's like, no, go ahead and bring your ass on back because Zordon know he needs you. We need you. And, you know, you better off over here anyway because you over here working like some slave in this lady basement. So you might as well bring your ass back on over to us and help us. You know what I'm saying? I mean, she ain't said that. But, I mean, that's the undertone of what she's saying. So Billy is like, well, I mean, I don't even know how to even get back in there because he barred me from the command center. And Ayusha's like, no, Billy. Now you really gonna sit here and tell me you don't think you can get back into the command center? Like, you are literally a genius. Like, you can get in there. So, child, who pops up to talk to Zed, child? Zordon. Now, mind you, Lord Zed is sitting on his throne having a nap. Like, this mug is knocked out. Like, he is looking like some old person sitting in front of the TV, nodding off, looking at Matlock. And then all of a sudden, Zordon come popping in. Like, hey, girl, hey. And he is like, you are not Zofran of Eltar. That is impossible. And Zed is like, I see you got my message. Zordon goes on to say, Zofran died trying to end the war between good and evil over 10,000 years ago. And nothing you will say to convince me. And child, Zed hit him with something that only Zofran would know. Never eat the food. The first rule of supervision, I told you that in Sanctuary of Zarin, on the day I made you chief guardian. And child, Zordon was gooped and gagged, honey. Zordon was like, so it's you. So you are awesome. And he's like, yeah, bitch. That's what I've been trying to tell you the whole time. And now I'm about to come for you. Now I'm about to come for that ass. So Zordon is shooketh, honey. Like, Zordon don't know what to do. I mean, child, it's a mess.
It's a mess. I was gonna say, like, I don't know if Zordon, I feel like Zordon always kind of knew, but he was just in denial.
Oh yeah, like when Zelia said it, like I feel like Zordon kind of was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Like there was probably like a question, but just like Zed confirmed it. Like, child.
Can you imagine though, like someone you looked up to, someone you worked with, or like whatever, had so much respect for, turn out their morals were completely different than what you thought it would be or was?
I feel like people figure that out all the time.
Well, and also too, like the sad part about this situation is not just that it was morals, but also like just to be honest about the situation. Like the gag is, he found out that his friend is literally like someone that he looked up to.
Yeah,
was somebody that he admired is now his arch nemesis. Like, it's like, are you for real? Like Zordon is gagged. And as he should be. I mean, like, hell, like, this is like, what the fuck? Like, are you serious? So yeah, like, Zed is like, yeah, bitch, it's me. And I'm gonna tell you right now. And I love this line that he says. He says, Zordon, I only told you the truth so that in these last moments, you'll know how truly alone you are. No friends, no family. This is the ending you chose. Farewell. And child destroyed his little avatar head and sent him packing, child. I said, ooh.
Yep.
Oh, I know that's right. Somebody, like, I am so glad Zordon is getting a dose of reality. Like, because basically the gag is, and what I love about this story is that they are literally basically holding a mirror up to Zordon, basically saying, you are not perfect. You have screwed up time and time and time and time and time again. And now you are finally getting the mirror held up to your face and letting you know that you're not perfect. You are not this all-knowing, all-knowledgeable sage that you think you are. Like, you are just as fallible as anybody else. Like, you are just as, like you can make mistakes just like anybody else can. And you have been. But here you are thinking that you're perfect and you're not. And I just love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So then you got Zardis, sitting there at his command ship, and child, the girl, like Adam's boo thing, Zag coming in, child. And he's like, we're picking up something, boss. And child, find out that Zordon called Zed. Child, they done tapped into Zordon phone call. Child, they done tapped in and was like, hey girl, hey, so just to let you know, Zordon would call Zed and he was talking about you, girl. And Zordon said, oh, so Zordon ain't know how to leave well enough alone. Well, let's just go ahead and start this invasion then, since the cat is out of the bag. Let's just go ahead and start wrecking shit. And I'm with it. I'm like, oh, Zardis is a G. Okay. Zardis is like, let's go. Now everybody know what's going on. Let's just go ahead and let's get the ball rolling. Let's get this party started. So you got Rocky and Adam and Kimberly, they sitting in the little at the juice bar, being teenagers as usual. And child, Alpha called the girls, honey. And they're like, all right, let's go. Let's go ahead and let's do this. Child, they morph. Mastodon, pterodactyl, tyrannosaurus. They come out. Child, they go to an empty rock quarry, which Rocky makes mention of, and I hollered. This mug said, yep, another rock quarry construction site. Just once be a water park. I'm sorry. I thought that line was funny.
I thought that was funny too. I was like, or the other line where he's like, I really kind of hope that this invasion gets started so I don't have to do homework. And he's like, oh, never mind. I take that back. I want to do
okay. Ciao.
Never mind.
I take that back. I'm good. Nope.
Bye.
Ciao. All of a sudden, Zardis's goons came charging in, ready to kick their asses. Like, hey, yo, remember us? Let's get to work. And child, they are flying in like they are about to put the paws on these Rangers. So, of course, Billy comes walking into the command center. And he's like, hey, so I know I'm not supposed to be here. Because Zordon is like, wait a minute, like something's going on in the command center. Like, were you able to reestablish the energy seal? And Alpha was like, yeah, almost. I should have it patched in the moment. Yeah. And Billy was like, that was me. I let myself in. Like, it was me. And Zordon is like, what are you doing here? And he's like, whoa, before you start wanting to go crazy, you know what I'm saying? Like, before you want to go pop off and get in your bag, I'm just wanting to come over and apologize. Look, my bad. I know I messed up. Listen, like, I know I screwed up, okay? Like, it is what it is, but I thought I was doing something right. I'm sorry if I put all of us in danger. I'm sorry. And child, Billy trying to express himself, and Zordon is like, Billy, shut up. And he's like, listen, I'm trying to talk to Billy. Listen, but let me just finish my apology because I wrote this down. So I'm trying to get through it because I really need Billy, shut up. Like, he's like, run, child, run. Get your ass out of here.
He was like, Billy, shut up and run now.
Now.
Today.
So child, Zardis comes in, child. He is like, Zordon. Well. What do we have here? Somebody's been naughty. And Zordon is like, I don't know what you're talking about. What you mean? What I did? Zardis is like, girl, now come on. Now, we've known each other for way too long for you to be trying to act like I don't know what's going on. Like, girl, you know, I know you, right? Like, you know, I know you. So I hear you talking to Zed. So what's up? What's good? Zordon is like, look, Zardis, whatever you trying to plan, like, look, you need to go ahead and cut it out. That's not cool. Zardis is like, look, Dark Spectre is coming. Okay? Like, he's about to come and he's about to, like, wreck all this shit. I'm trying to put all of us under Eltarian control so that we could all be straight. But see, you trying to make this hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, you trying to make this difficult. So, like, you getting in the way. Zordon is like, look, like, dude, like, you can't do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're trying to literally, like, you've massacred mad places, like, you've destroyed places, killed a whole bunch of people. Like, you're out here, like, doing the same thing as Dark Spectre. Like, you're no different. And child, Zardis is like, look, I'm the one with the muscles and the power. Zardis is like, look, if you don't want to be under Eltarian control, then listen, I ain't got nothing for you. Either come under our control or die. What's up? Like, it is what it is. And Zordon said, and you know, Zardis is like trying to reason with him, and he's like, look, Like, come back to us. Like, you used to be an Eltarian. Like, what's good? Like, what is this? And child, he's like, Zordon, please be Zordon of Eltar again. And child, Zordon said, no. Today, I am sorry, but today, I am Zordon of Earth. Fuck Eltar. He ain't said that, I promise. But child, Zarda said, oh, okay. Bet. Boom. Stabbed Zordon's little energy tube and sent his ass packing. I'm damn, hold on, wait a minute. We didn't get a countdown to destruction moment. Because I was waiting to see the little energy beam go flying out and destroying all the evil in the galaxy. But no, child, he just gone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he just gone. And Billy was so shocked he lost his glasses. He's like, oh.
I saw those glasses flying off of his face. I'm like, wait, did he what just happened?
That's some sort of a like some sort of a oh my god. I guess there was air in there and like
child. Billy was like, oh. Are you for real? Nah, he just killed him. Child, Billy was gagged, honey. Billy was gagged. He was like, oh, I know you lying. And Zarda said, let the war begin. Child, how this thing ended. I'm going to tell you right now. Listen, both of these issues, I'm going to tell you right now, both of them had such fantastic endings. Both of them just, I just love the ending for both. I really do. If they would have just went at their pace that they were going and just would have stayed filler, like some of the other issues that we read kind of did do, I would probably say both of these would probably be a smooth 2.5, maybe 3. But child, the endings for both of these, especially this one, I said, oh no, I gotta give these personally for me, I give them 5s. Both of them, they're both fantastic to me. That's how I rate both of them. I think both of them are just spectacular. Especially the ending for Mighty Morphin. The ending for Mighty Morphin, as soon as because I just felt the tension building. As soon as Zardes came in, as soon as Zordon was hide, and he screamed at Billy and told him to go hide somewhere, and they had that discussion, I was like, oh shit, something is about to happen. And as soon as he destroyed Zordon's energy tube, I was like, oh shit is real. Oh, this is real. I'm sorry, for me, they're both great for me. What how do y'all feel about
them? I really enjoyed them. I don't think that they were perfect, but I'd give them both 4s.
Okay.
But I really enjoyed them. The part where Zordon told Billy to hide, and then just that whole scene, and then the fact that Zardes shattered the energy tube and Billy is just in shock. That was so awesome.
Billy was gagged, honey.
Mm-hmm.
Gagged. I loved it. What do you think, Lena? What is it giving?
You know what? I like them both. I agree with Will. I'd give them both a 4.
Okay.
They were, I guess at the end of the day, they're both good in their own ways, but I still like the other issues with Yale better.
That's real. That's real. Like I feel you on that one. I feel you.
What about you?
Ciao. But yes, honey. Woo. Ciao. It's a lot. Like I feel like for me, honestly, with this issue, if we didn't have that whole bit with Tommy and Matt, I think this issue would have been way better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that going back over that scene, it was just in my notes I put Tommy and Matt talk about a whole lot of nothing.
A whole lot of nothing.
What is this? Can you actually come to a general consensus of what your problems with each other are, address them, and get over it,
and get over it. Get over it. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, like nobody cares. Nobody cares. Like it is literally a dick measuring contest. Like that is literally what it is. Like I need y'all to just get over it. Like get over it. Like this whole thing is annoying. It's super annoying. And I just feel like there's gonna be more of it because it's just this constant like contest of like who's manlier, ooh, who's better, me or you. It's like, oh God, shut up. Oh, but anywho, both issues are great. Tell us what you think about them. As a matter of fact, tell us what you think about the whole episode. Tell us what you think about, everything, all the topics we talked about. Are you excited to see what could come of, this audition? What could be possibly heading down the pipeline in terms of Power Rangers in the future? Hell, are you excited to see Dime Brothers? Are you excited to see Power Rangers next week? Like, are you excited for all the things that are coming up? Because March is going to be a fantastic month filled with a whole lot. So we are definitely going to be trying to give y'all all the things, okay? All right. Well, my name is Brandon.
My name is Lena.
And my name is Will.
And we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.